disease and disharmony. That's how we get there. So if we want to avoid that, if we want to move away from that idea of what we call disorder and disharmony, then we have to get back into the one mind. We have to get back into that place of wholeness and perfection. We have to find a place to get quiet, to be in the silence, to commune with the one mind. And that's not easy to do, because we live in a very, very busy world. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of tweeting happening. There's a lot of Facebook happening. There's a lot of activity going on. And there are only 24 hours in the day. How am I possibly going to keep up with all that's going on? Is that what you want? What do you want? What do you want? Really, what do you want? Look at your life, because where you are is what you've been asking for in some way. So often we ask for it out of the negative. So when we look out and we say, well, there it is, that's the perfect life. What we're saying is, I am not the perfect life. It's someplace else. So that's what I want, but I'm saying it in the negative. The perfect life is out there. I don't have it. And so if that is my affirmation, I don't have it. The perfect life is someplace else. Then the universe is supporting my affirmation of I don't have it. Because it always responds, it always gives you everything that you're putting your attention and your intention upon. So if you're seeing the abundance out there and lack in here, then your attention is on your lack, because you're seeing it someplace else. And that's what you've got to shift. That's the perception you have to change, to realize that, oh, no, my life is perfect just the way it is. I may want to increase my abundance and my prosperity. I may want to increase my wisdom. I may want to increase my love and my joy and my happiness. But it is already here. I am already the one. I am already the experience of it. Let me begin to live from that place and not from a place of need or lack or limitation. And it's probably not going to change overnight. It can. I've seen it happen. I've seen people walk out of here on a healing service in total lack and limitation and disease and disorder. And they've sat down in the quietness and the silence and in the prayer with somebody else. And they've said clearly, exactly, committed to what they want. And when they arrived home, what they called miracle showed up in their life instantaneously. And there it was. And then the next day they got up and they go, but the perfect life is over there, and they lost it all. That's how quick it can show up, and that's how quick you can dispense of it. Because you are the power and the presence. Do you get this? You are the power and the presence. I want you to hold on to that. I want you to live from that place. I want you to have clarity about that. Part of our process here in this center, when we are faced with making decisions, is that we follow this program of the 3 C's: clarity, consensus, and commitment. And we're not willing to move forward into commitment until we've got these all connected. So clarity. What do you really, really want? Is it a new car, or is it the feeling of a new car? Can you see the difference between that? No. Okay. Is it a new car, or is it the feeling of a new car? The freedom that comes with it. Can you see the difference between that? Yeah. All right. So we need to get clear about what it is that we want. This is why we go and speak with practitioners. Not because they know what you want. They don't know what you want, and they really ought not to even care what you want. That is not their business. Their business is to be there, to be the witness, to be in agreement with you when you get clear about what you want. Because when you get clear about what you want, it will manifest like that. But you have to be clear about it. You have to know what it is that you want, and the practitioner can guide you in that process of how to get to that clarity. Once you get clear about what you want, then there must be consensus. Now, if you're talking about something in your own life, the consensus is in the multiple personalities that you're carrying around with you. Okay? So if you read today's Science of Mind daily, not the Science of Mind magazine, but in the Science of Mind text that we're doing each week, it talks about that our vibration and what we have named it. Now, most of us have been named by our parents. And that is our vibration that we begin with. So I grew up with the vibration of Mikey. And yes, it was during that period when, give it to Mikey, Mikey will like it. So all through elementary school, I lived with that. You know, so when I moved into high school, I changed my vibration to Mike, because Mike sounds, so much more masculine. I should be Mike. You know? And that was my vibration. Didn't work all that well, but that transition from Mikey to Mike, not always working. And then I moved into my adulthood, and Michael was the vibration that I took upon myself. And it resonates with me. It has that sense of, there's a sense of power, there's a sense of certainty, there's a sense of knowingness, and yet there was a sense of there's only one mind, and God has something to say. I'm not sure what it is, but that's okay. So, but in that sense of Michael, I began to know who and what I am. Hello. So did my point hit home? Okay. Saved by the bell. All right. The second step, so clarity, knowing what you want, consensus. So it came up yesterday at the practitioner retreat. How do we get to consensus? Well, does consensus mean that we have to all agree? See? So, but we get caught up in that. We think consensus means I have to get everybody's agreement before we can move forward. If you're going to want to go there, you will never get consensus, because guess what? Nobody's fingerprint is in agreement with anybody else's. Totally. They have similarities. We all have one. Unless you've scraped them off because you don't want to be identified anymore. But we cannot reach consensus in that place of totality that we will all agree on everything all of the time. What consensus simply means is that if you are a part of that group that is making that decision, then everybody must be